here you have it, folks. The Supreme Judicial Court of Massachusetts concluded the trial judge in the Karen Reed case correctly denied the motion to dismiss a request for a post-trial jury inquiry. So, if you watched my video on this, you would know I was confused as to why the jury had to be unanimous on the verdicts, and I go through it all in this video. Did the judge tell them they must come back with a unanimous verdict on all charges? Watch my video to find out. My summary of the decision by the Supreme Judicial Court is they interpret Rule 27B as it gives the judge the discretion to tell the jury to return a verdict on charges for which they have unanimously agreed before declaring a mistrial. The judge is not required to accept a partial verdict. It is at the discretion of the judge, even if the verdicts on each charge were read out loud in court, which is a legal requirement, and in this case the jury did not complete the jury forms or read them out loud in open court. Even if they had, it would have been up to the judge to accept partial verdicts. The Supreme Judicial Court talks about the risks of asking a jury if they have reached a partial verdict when they haven't handed over the completed slips, because if they haven't and the judge instructs them to do so, it might make them decide in haste against their conscience, which their notes said they were not prepared to do. And remember, they did not hand back the jury slips because they didn't think they could unless they were unanimous. It's kind of a catch-22, and the Supreme Judicial Court pointed out it is a risk for the defense to ask, because when the judge declared a mistrial, do they really want to know if they were unanimous on a guilty charge? They got a mistrial, and one would assume they didn't return the verdict slips signed because they were not unanimous. The Supreme Judicial Court also referred to a case where the jury's verdict slips were found in the jury's room after the court had dismissed them and declared a mistrial. Well, they had signed and dated, but they had not delivered the verdict slips to the court. They had ticked not guilty, as they had decided a partial verdict, but failed to hand them over to read in open court. Therefore, it is a mistrial. And that's why, folks, we have a mistrial in this case. The jury did not hand over the verdict forms, and it would have been up to the judge's discretion in any case